Welcome back to another video. Michelle Hext here. Let's talk about why boundaries are so important to us in this space of coaching. When we hold really strong boundaries for our client, we're role modeling for them what it means and what it looks like to hold strong boundaries. Remember that most people come to us to coach them because they want accountability, right? They want to have that high level of accountability, which means basically doing what they say, honoring their commitments and all those sorts of things. When a client comes to me, and they tell me about what it is that they want to achieve, I'm always, be careful what you wish for. If you are telling me this is what you're committed to, if this is what you want, then I'm going to hold you to this. And super important that we do that, right? And we get to hold strong boundaries for our clients when different situations arise. And I'm going to talk about a couple that are really, really common. So this morning, I've got this long-term client. She's gorgeous, amazing. And this morning I woke up to a message and she's like, I've got to put our coaching on hold because I've got to do this thing and I just feel like I need a break for a few weeks. And I sat with the message for a little while and then I checked in with myself and thought, what's the important thing to do here? This particular client pays her fees weekly. And so it's not about, it wasn't about money. It wasn't about getting my money, but it was about there's something bigger going on here. I know that this client in particular has had people that sort of jump ship at the last minute as well. And I was able to say to her, no, that doesn't work for me. I can't have you just bailing on your commitment at the last minute. I make commitments based on your commitment to me. It just doesn't work for me that you are going to just not honor your commitment. So that's the first part, right? Really strong boundaries. It's like you made a commitment to me that we're going to work together, and no, I'm not going to just let you ditch that commitment because there's something you have to handle. And so the next thing that I said is, this is part of a growth step for you, because in the past, this particular client, when crises arise and things like that, she can tend to go into this different energy and things can start to go backwards. And I said, I want you to sit, I want you to breathe, I want you to realize there is no need to panic. I asked her to tap into who is the most grounded, expanded, calm version of you. Ground yourself in that. And then ask yourself, what choices do I need to make now? And then I reminded her, you've got this, you can do this, but you can't run away like a little girl when things get a little bit tougher or there's an emergency. You made a commitment to me, I'm going to hold you to that commitment. And she was fantastic about it. And I just felt really good about it. Once upon a time, I would have felt like, oh my God, what if she doesn't have the money? And what if I'm putting a lot of pressure on her? And what if? That's where my mind would have gone once upon a time. But it doesn't, I don't do that anymore because my boundaries are really quite clear. And the boundary is you make a commitment to me, you honor that commitment. Just like when I make a commitment to you, I honor that commitment. Of course, there are going to be things that happen, right? If something terrible had have happened, it would have been different. But this was just not managing her emotions or crises right. But the same can be said, right, for clients that don't manage their money right. I've had times in the past where clients have come to me to work with me for, say an extended period of months. And then a few months in, they're like, I don't know how I'm going to pay you this month. And I'm like, well, that's for you to figure out. That's for you to go and work out because, we're working very hard to get you where you need to be. And the reason that you're not making the money that you should have been making by now is because of usually there's reasons, but I'm holding up my end of the bargain. I'm delivering everything that I said. I'm delivering on my promise. The only thing that's changed is you're wanting to change the agreement and that doesn't work for me. So go figure it out. And then I remind myself, I've worked with a lot of people over the years and invested lots of money at different times. And sometimes, especially in those early days, it was a real struggle to afford those things. It really was. And then I just reminded myself that back in those days, not once would I have gone to that coach, but I'm never going to go to that coach and say, oh, it's going to be a real struggle to pay you this month. It's just like, that is not how winners think. I'm doing my part, you go do yours. And honestly, I've never had a client feel bad about that. They're like, you know what, you're right. Thank you for reminding me, I've got this. And then they go and make some magic. I didn't know how powerful that was for my clients until I started to have those conversations. They're never comfortable, but they're the reason that clients have those big breakthroughs from time to time, right? Because they know that you know what, I was going to quit on myself. I was going to make excuses. You know what, usually this is where I get to. This is kind of a pattern. And normally I would just like, fall by the wayside, and then, I never get where I'm going to go, and then I pick myself up. So you're helping people break cycles. You're helping to create teaching moments when you have a conversation like that. And you also get to role model what strong boundaries look like. And when you do that, they get to do that for their clients as well. So they then stop having clients that just decide they want to jump ship at the last minute because, for whatever reason, or they're going to suck the life out of them having conversations with them about, not being able to pay them that month or whatever. It happens a lot in the coaching space, right? Think about the way that you have been dealing with things, and maybe ask yourself if there is a different way. And so these conversations can feel really tough, right? They can feel terrible, but they are the right conversations to have. They're the right decisions to make. The right decisions can feel uncomfortable, but doesn't mean they're not right. Anyway, go have yourself some tough conversations this week. They might feel awkward, but they are also going to feel really, really right. I promise you. I would love to hear in the comments if you are enjoying these videos, if there's anything that you would like me to talk about specifically, because I can jump on in and create on demand just for you. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notifications bell. All right, bye for now, and I'll see you next week.